Karis, welcome back. This you all will be fine, and today the wait for all of us is over because today we are going to talk about episode 1 of She, Her Attorney at Law, which you have become a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who are they? She, light real name, Jennifer Water, and with Lau, people call her Chan, who is a lawyer and her dream is to become a district attorney. She is practicing to present the last argument before the jury, in which her best friend, who is also Jan's assistant, is helping, and Jan's lawyer partner Dennis is also there to help her. But she is the last argument of this case. Nikki wants to give Dennis out of the office and says best of luck for the case to Jan. Talk about this case. You have a company called LKH, which is not short of money. You have money. Then with political support they have. Due to the negligence of the NH company of Ghazal, many people have lost their lives, after which they neither apologized nor gave any amount to the victims as a statement. Then Chan tried to explain the same to the jury member. Now even before going to the case with Chan Ki, she talks to us Orion by breaking the football, just like the Deadpool, which was quite cool in this series. One of the special things is the scene where we see Jan with Bruce Banner. Time we saw Smart Her in Endgame where his heart was damaged after saving the pinch, and Smart Harek has made a device in which he Bruce. Right now Selection was going on a road trip with her cousin Russia, in which Bruce was telling Jan about his ordeal. She was very interested in the life of this Chief Raw House, i.e. our Captain America, and wanted to find out whether Steve Rogers was a virgin or not. Because after leaving the wharf, his life was very busy, and before that he was in the war. When he answers, a spaceship of Sakara comes in front of him because such was from Shiva and they were in. The government had come out of the plant with the well curry. So they meet with an accident, as the chain takes out the banner, but the banner was asking Jan to stay away from it, because his blood was coming out until Jan was also away from the banner. The blood goes inside Jan through the injury on his body, due to which Jan turns into a city and runs away from there. The same banner also turns into a light. Comes to the washroom of the club. There she was understanding the situation that some trans people come there who see Jan's bad condition and understand that she has a very bad fight with her boyfriend, and all of them dressed in life. She starts doing makeup, but Jan calls the banner by calling her by taking a phone from her when she was waiting for the banner outside the club. Then some unwavering Jan starts teasing her forcefully. So the Selection is going to be angry and beat them all by becoming Shivahar. That Smart Health stops everyone attracted there. The next morning Jan's sleep opens in a room. So it is revealed that he is on the island of Mexico, where he finds a broken helmet of Iron Man in the hall. Now following the sound of chain music, a lab built in the underground basement does not come from where smart work is found. This is the same lab where Hulk transformed himself into a smart hand by uniting both his personalities. Lab Tony Stark, i.e. we all have favorite Iron Man. Now both discuss serious things. Why was she looking for the government spaceship solution? But the banner tells Palace Jan that now gamma radiation has entered her too. After hearing that, Jan starts feeling that she is going to die. But according to the banner, both of them have the ability to hand over the work radiation inside the body. The body of the body has mixed with radiation well, and due to the body combination of the chain, the smart light hand has also been completely cured. Every person starts to understand that she cannot become a normal person like before. The machine she had made to maintain Bruce is not effective for the long term. Do you have to adopt yourself? Only then will she be able to control both her forms. Then suddenly she starts breathing peacefully. Both of them come out of the basement and come up, where she was explaining back every happiness while making peace Kuber that she will have to leave her work, stay away from people but jail. If she was not ready, then every story shows a notice to control her anger, and when the Selection will have control over herself, then she can go back to her normal life. Jan's parents were called and told that he was going to roam somewhere with Jan, and now every Jan tries to climb only by putting a chakra in the route. Change. This fear and anger changed them recently. Such fear and anger changes every woman. Then Smart turns on the cutters in every chamber. Seeing those cutters, Jan was wearing scared, but she immediately changed them to Mr. Huck and cutters. She picks up the gate of the breaking chamber and throws it on the Smart hap, which causes a loss of crows by solving the poor Smart, but she was found that Jan was also under his own control to become a city. This Smart is very different from the phone, banners, and every two people live in her body, but there is only peace in the body of Selection. But she becomes a green deer in anger, that too in her full senses, but still they should know this. It will be that Jan's suicide is in the light, and but as we know, the circles used to listen to Natasha Lowry and turn it into banners, the same thing they have to find for she solve. She understands that if she does not control herself, then people will hate her by considering her as a monster. With the help of this guard, he helps to handle two opposing situations simultaneously. Normally he was trying to calm the mind with the help of yoga. He enjoys making the serious atmosphere funny sometimes, listening to the words of peace. The smart solution asks him to practice tomorrow. Now in the morning when Jan was sleeping, he plays a bhopu near Jan's ear, with which he turns it into water she-huk. He was making light notes that suddenly she is in control of changing everyone and Jan needs a 10-foot room with a strong bed for himself. Introduces Jan to his best friend i.e. clothes with these paintings because he will always need two clothes, one selection and the other for singala. Then both practice throwing stones together. Considers bad and picks up a big stone and throws it far away. Smart light mind. Even if the banner is the curtain is ever lighter. Both of the children hit with long jumps, in which She-Hulk also has fun. Control had come but still not every satisfied was because if Jan went to his normal life, then it would also threaten the lives of common people. Because alcohol does not affect them. Even light ancestors can be Punjabis. Both were drinking alcohol and making strange belching and they were also in the same condition as a fleet. I lightly remember my close friend Dhuni how when the storm world disappeared outside the elevator, he was drunk with Steve, but it was difficult to make this time. Yet both of them had lived openly here and then again both of them. They make a sound of fierce belching, hearing which the surrounding birds also run away from there. That too in the morning. Jan has a terrible hangover and was making the selection come back to yoga from the circles to drink juice, but the selection will go back to his life. Because she has worked very hard to become an attorney, but everyone starts explaining to her that she has to control her anger because now she is a superhero but selection did not have to become a superhero. So Chan keeps her point that she is a woman. And she has complete control over her anger because when people tease her on the way or some people start explaining her about her profession, then she controls her anger well. And circles think that Jan changed to She-Hulk due to anger, but the public was showing him circles by changing him to She-Hulk. Now he has full control over his anger, so selection was now leaving with his belongings in victory but stops from the circles. Because it is also her responsibility to do good to the people with the help of her powers, but Jan wanted to do good to the people with her advocacy studies, not by becoming a city. She wanted to know her life by joining the agency in a secret witness. The selection circles here a lot but still every victory comes over and tries to stop Jan from going. Then by putting chain brakes, someone throws the solution away between the stones. Even if you turn into She-Hulk and punch everyone was treating like a little girl. But when She-Hulk picks her up and throws her away, then she loses by using her khandar clap and throws the shiver away. By playing, the loud sound wave is taken out, due to which the condition of the light started to deteriorate and now the fight of cousins had just started. The real fun had just started that both of them fall on the outside fighting and break the whole time. So now both cousins fight. After repairing the outside, Jan also writes initials in her name on the counter of the bar because Bruce and Tony have their initials there. But before selling the chain, he speaks to Circles that if there is any trouble, he should call him. Selection also apologizes to him because if he said very bad to him, then both of them say goodbye to each other by promising to meet at the next family dinner. In all these story presents, Jan was telling us where to come from. So far, the chain has not once become a financial right. Jan's family knows that she is not going to be a person. If you can, you go to Jan to fight my case. The theft of peel and edge cover in the courtroom was engaged in explaining that his client did not do all this intentionally. What's his client's fault? You asked Jan to present the same last argument before the jury. Jeevan was about to prepare herself and talk to the theft when a Chapri mutant attacks the courtroom to help people by turning Sleeping's life into a She-Hulk. When Chan speaks, she changes circles by taking off her sandals and after saving the jeweler's life, knocks out the peon Morgan in a single punch. And wears her sandals and is ready to give her last argument. Here is the first episode of her and I like this episode very much because what makes it special is its end credit scene, in which we get to know that when the recent Jan was both drunk, the treatment was sad for this chief project and was shedding tears that even the matter of doing so much for the world was killed. But Smart lightly tells that in this, a mission in 93, you got the answer to one of the biggest questions of the previous dad before you went to Happy. How did people like this video? We will definitely tell by commenting. So now you get text ran tata bye bye for then in the next video.